stories. Duterte approves Western brand of COVID-19 vaccines for Filipino seafarers. Marina extends anew the validity of STCW certificates. Royal Caribbean announces U.S. comeback for some. Welcome to Marino World Weekend. I am Lynn Bacani. President Rodrigo Duterte has approved the request of the industry to provide Western-made COVID-19 vaccines to Filipino seafarers. In his weekly talk to the people on COVID-19, Duterte ordered vaccine czar Carlito Galvez Jr. to facilitate the distribution of the Western-made vaccines to the assigned inoculation sites for the seafarers.
We are ready to vaccinate them with the Western brand.
Opo.
There is no violation of the equal protection of law.
Tama po.
Because kung sabihin mo lang yung hindi nabakunahan ng Moderna o Pfizer at nabakunahan ng Sinovac pati Sinopharm, there is no distinction. And there is no clear evidence to show that itong mga Pfizer, Moderna are superior to the Sinovac and Sinopharm. Puro bakuna yan. It's generic. Ang atin lang nito, there is no violation of the Equal Protection Clause because this is what the nature of their work requires. Bigay ko na lang kay Secretary Galvez. Paano sila they want it group or in their province they can always maybe tawag lang sila o mag-text sila and i-confirm ng mga doktor doon. And then Secretary Galvez will give the go signal na bigyan sila ng US made.
Prior to the President's announcement, a joint manifesto signed by labor groups and local mining agencies called on the government to prioritize the well-being of seafarers and to ensure their protection against COVID-19 by urgently providing them with a vaccine. The groups reiterated that the global supply chains continue to rely heavily on the 460,000 Filipino seafarers employed in the industry. Thus, the stakeholders are asking to simplify the requirements for the vaccination of seafarers. The Siemens book, they said, should be considered sufficient for purposes of identification as long as it is active and current. To allow active seafarers to be vaccinated in their respective LGUs before returning to Manila for their deployment. To give seafarers a single-dose type of vaccine because of the unpredictability of their next deployment. To accredit medical facilities like hospitals and clinics devoted to seafarers by their unions as alternative vaccination sites, and that the supply of vaccines in these hospitals and clinics should be ensured by government. And for the government to shoulder the cost for vaccination in the Philippines in line with the A1 status. The International Chamber of Shipping, or ICS, leads the campaign encouraging the ships in ports around the world to sound their horns at 12 noon local time on June 25th, Day of the Seafarer. This is to remind the world of the urgent need to vaccinate all seafarers. ICS Secretary General Guy Platon says because of the new variants and the dreadful outbreaks in India, seafarers are once again being forgotten. Many countries are shutting off their borders to travelers due to fears of emerging variants and the threat they will pose to domestic vaccination efforts.
On Friday, 25th of June, ships across the world will sound their horns at 12 noon local time to honor our seafarers. As key workers, we urge governments to facilitate crew changes and prioritize seafarers for vaccines. Last year's shout-out helped reduce the 400,000 seafarers impacted at the peak of the crew change crisis. Currently, 200,000 seafarers are still affected. Without pressure from the maritime community, these numbers will rise again. So get ready to sound your horns and send a message to the world to vaccinate seafarers and ensure global trade continues unhindered.
ToGo has launched its newest state-of-the-art Ro-Ro passenger vessel, the MV ToGo Maligaya. The vessel will link Manila, Visayas, and Mindanao via its Manila-Cebu Cagayan de Oro route. MV ToGo Maligaya can travel from Manila to Cebu in 17 hours, making it the fastest cargo vessel in the country today.
With a top speed of 23.5 knots, the new lady is the fastest in its class and will take its passengers and cargo from Manila to Cebu in just 17 hours. ToGo's most advanced and state-of-the-art ship is a combination of Japanese and European technology.
This is MV ToGo Maligaya. It's of international standard, equipped with the latest digital technology, the future of maritime industry. It has a two powerful engine, twin radars, electronic chart digital information system, and three powerful thruster. We have integrated control system in the bridge, which means the captain can operate the whole ship with a joystick. MV ToGo Maligaya is in compliance with the International Maritime Organization, SOLAS, International Association of Classification Society for the Safe Ship. The vessel is also IMO 2020 ready for the use of low sulfur fuel. The speed and size are vital for us, especially when there is a typhoon. We can maneuver away and take shelter for the safety of the ship, the crew, and the passengers. The vessel is fuel efficient, which can save as much as 20% fuel consumption daily at a speed of 19 knots. The hull is painted with premium paints, which reduces vessel drag and save additional 5% of fuel consumption. We also applied silicone paints on the propellers, again saving on fuel consumption of the vessel. MV ToGo Maligaya is a Ro-Ro passenger vessel that can transport passenger and cargoes nationwide, linking major ports in the country from Manila to Cebu, Cagayan de Oro, and vice versa.
The capacity of the ship is massive. It can accommodate up to 800 passengers, but more importantly, we accommodate those passengers in much bigger room spaces, in much bigger common areas. In terms of container capacity, it's easily double that of the largest RoPax vessels that we operate today. The accommodation types include stateroom, business premium, tourist premium, business and tourist class, and tatami. We're also introducing something new. It's business premium and tourist premium, which are upgraded versions of our existing classes. It's more affordable than a stateroom, but more importantly, we're harping on safe travels. So it's a perfect choice for solo travelers preferring to social distance. This ship is equipped with 2 restaurants, a salon, a convenience store, a cafe, a prayer room, gaming, and entertainment rooms. Our commitment always has been to offer fun, safe, and memorable sea travel experiences all throughout our journey.
MV ToGo Maligaya welcomes you on board. We are ready to go!
Up next, Marina extends anew the validity of STCW certificates. Royal Caribbean announces U.S. comeback for summer.
We've talked about ships and how they make the world go. But what about us, the seafarers, behind cargo? We are an industry that's proud from stern to bow, captains to ratings. And we are asking for governments around the world to take responsibility because we have the right to be safe, to go home after work. to stay protected, not be forgotten about or neglected. Look closely at the job we love to do. Understand what it means to be part of a crew and what life at sea really means. So think about this, that today, while you sit in your office or spend time at home, there are 1 million of us on 60,000 ships. When eyes turned to our industry and saw that trade stopped, they saw the news, the 220,000 tons of steel, but what they didn't see are the people that keep it all together. The 1.7 million of us, the bolts and the screws, the talented crews, the passion, the piracy, the underlying threat, the unique skill set, the relentless shifts and hours, the loved ones of ours, but neither do we, for months on end, pause and comprehend the conditions we face, the risk and unpredictability of this immense open space. Yet we wouldn't trade it for anything. So we ask for support. As we work to connect the world, to enable your everyday, the way you live, the way you play. Life on demand, a seamless flow. We are the people on board the ships that make the world go. It's our responsibility to facilitate your lives. It's the government's turn to look after ours. It's time for this sea that brings us so much to bring us all together. As we ask you to recognize the role we play, not only in world trade, but the world. There's more to our industry than the ships you see. Governments need to take action to eradicate piracy and allow us to change crew so that we can keep the world supplied and get home safely. We are key workers too. We hope for a future of care, treatment that's fair. So step up and imagine if everything we did stopped and wasn't there.
In celebration of the 123rd anniversary of Philippine Independence Day, Ephesus Teatron Group Incorporated, featuring Tribu, is proud to present to you a collection of folk songs, kundimans, haranas, and balitao songs reflective of our country's rich history and culture. Performed and interpreted with the heart and finesse of the country's major musical talents: Sweet Samaniego Buchanan, Stephen Hotchkiss, Cara Barredo, Sheila Lopez Gamo, O'Neill Torres, Alan Dale Alohipan, and Terence Guillermo. Musical arranged by Pipo Cifra. Come and join us and let Tribu serenade you virtually on June 11 and 12, 2021, in cooperation with the Liberian International Ship and Corporate Registry. Visit us at Ephesus Teatron, www.facebook.com/Ephesus Teatron.
What if I tell you that KSIM Connect has become a reality? It is the cloud-based ecosystem for maritime education and training, where Kongsberg provides simulation and services to all members. As an instructor, my main goal is to educate and train seafarers to acquire skills promoting safety, sustainability, and efficiency at sea. At KSIM Connect, I can efficiently manage my simulators, my exercises, and my students. In the exercise archive, I can store my library of exercises, and if I want, collaborate and share them with my colleagues or others in the global community. KSIM Connect enables me to give students access to cloud simulation, so they can train anytime and anywhere while learning at their own pace. In addition, I can explore the library of models and exercise areas, download or subscribe those that fit the learning objectives. And I can even order spare parts or a service visit if needed. Kongsberg has started to create the future of maritime education and training by creating the community where instructors can find news, explore and download available simulator models, distribute or share exercises that fit the curriculum. Imagine using KSIM Connect to integrate our simulators in the same virtual exercise environment, enabling students to train and interact together. It doesn't matter whether you're in Singapore, Australia, or in the United States. As long as you're online, you are part of the knowledge-sharing community. Kongsberg is shaping the future of maritime education and training by creating the community. Let's continue building this community together for the benefit of ourselves and the entire maritime training industry. Join KSIM Connect today.
The Maritime Industry Authority or MARINA extends further the validity of the STCW certificates as a temporary contingency measures amidst the COVID-19 pandemic. Under the Marina Advisory 2021-19, all STCW certificates previously extended by virtue of earlier issued Marina advisories but were not revalidated up to now due to lack of refresher training as applicable to their certificate to be revalidated shall be extended up to December 31, 2021 without need to file for an application of extension. This applies to all seafarers who are both on board or ashore on the date of issue of the advisory. All STCW certificates issued by Marina that are expiring between the period July 1, 2021 to December 31, 2021 shall be extended for a period of 1 year from the date of expiry of the certificates without need to file for an application of extension. This applies only to all seafarers who are on board on the date of issue of the advisory. And the concerned licensed manning agencies and shipping companies are required to ensure that the crew are compliant with the STCW requirements and are hereby directed to submit to Marina the list of their crew members whose validity of STCW certificates have been extended pursuant to the advisory. However, in spite of the extension, Marina is encouraging all the seafarers to apply for the validation of their certificates of competency or COC and certificates of proficiency or COP, in which case the 5-year validity date shall be reckoned from the original expiration date of the previous certificates. Royal Caribbean International has announced that 6 of its award-winning ships will begin sailing from major U.S. cruise ports in Florida and Texas in July and August. The cruise line's comeback will kick off on July 2 in Miami, the cruise capital of the world, with freedom of the seas. By the end of August, 12 Royal Caribbean ships will be cruising once again across the Bahamas, Caribbean, Alaska, and Europe. On the heels of the first cruise in Royal Caribbean's highly anticipated return to the U.S. will be the debut of the brand new Odyssey of the Seas on July 3. The game-changing ship will set sail from Fort Lauderdale on new 6- and 8-night Caribbean cruises to soon be followed by Allure, Symphony, Independence, and Mariner of the Seas. In the coming weeks, the cruise line will announce its plans to reintroduce its full fleet around the globe by year's end. The 2021 summer cruises are available to book today. Next on Maritime Viewpoints, Mr. Carl Martin Fanison, Noatun Maritime CEO and Philippines-Norway Business Council President, shares his views on the Philippines crewing industry. Thank you for watching Marino World Online. See you again next Saturday. Subscribe to Marino World Online for more maritime news and views. I am Lynn Bacani. Stay safe.